Hello, what is happening today? Let's see if we can get this bad boy on here properly. Pulled out the we got the little hanging thing. I think we got it. Okay. We got it. We did it. Cool. So right now we're in the middle of baking the pies. And then after we are done, I can probably lower this a little bit. And after we're done baking pies, we're going to start cooking the, probably start on strawberry versus cherry and go from there. But hello to everybody. What's going on, guys? Hope everybody is doing well. Appreciate you. Getting all the cooking stuff ready here. This can be put in the sink. So we're baking the pies. We're doing them in these really fun pans. You can pop them out really easily. Jassa, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. We did a fork. We used a fork to poke the bottom so that the bottom didn't bubble too much. Make it easier. So, but we're gonna make 4 pies. We're bringing 2 pies with us today. We're gonna have 2 pies tomorrow, and then we might post online to see if anybody wants to purchase any pies after. So, usually happens pretty often. Often enough. But we do have better internet access today. We did fix some of our internet issues. So if you notice that the internet's just a little faster today, or that we don't have as much lag, that's why. So it's super nice. Super nice. We got a haircut, so we're all suave, looking good. Chicken jockey. What you cooking? So we are going to be, right now, we're cooking our pie crusts. So we have to cook the pie crusts first. And then after we cook the pie crusts, we take them out and then we have to cook everything else. So it's easier to cook the pie crust first and kind of set them aside. And so we put them in for 10 minutes. What's going on, Rusty? Tomfa, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Appreciate it. I grew it myself. But we're cooking the pie crust for 10 minutes. We're going to see how it looks and kind of go through that. So, and if it doesn't look as good, we'll leave it in there for another minute. So, which of these are your true American heroes? That's a weird question. I don't know. I don't think any of those people are my true American hero. You know what I mean? What's going on? Liking, love from India. Always appreciate everybody from India. They're great people. Let's make sure we pull these out of the oven without burning ourselves. Let's see how this looks. They look pretty good. So the tops on these are a little lower, and that's okay because it's going to be more of a tart. It's less of a pie. So we expected these to kind of come down a little bit. That's okay. We just let out some of the heat, so we're going to do these for 11 minutes instead of 10 minutes. What are you cooking? So we're making strawberry and cherry tarts, and they are. I look like Kratos. Hey man, you know, that's the look. But I am in the middle of making cherry tarts. What we're doing is we're taking the crusts and we're baking them down. They take about 11 minutes to bake, and then from there we are going to take all the cherry and the strawberry stuff that we have in the fridge, it's marinating. They're marinating in red wine right now. And then we're going to cook it in our pot. It's going to take about 15 minutes to cook. Then we're going to blend it with our dry ingredients. We have ginger, we have rose water. If you're familiar with rose water, it's very tasty. We have cinnamon, and we have honey, a third a cup of honey, and we are going to go ahead and put the bread as well. So we have fresh bread, and we're going to take the whites of the fresh bread, put them in, blend it all, put that all in back into the pie crust, bake it again for 20 minutes, and then finally, when it's all done, we're going to doll it up. So we have flowers. These are edible flowers. So these flowers were specifically grown without pesticides, without any real issues at all, and we know that these are edible. So I get these from a specific vendor, a distributor, and then we are going to pretty up the top. On top of that, there's some strawberries that are still remaining in the fridge. So we're going to take those strawberries, cut them up for the strawberry pies. 2 of them we're going to save for tomorrow. And today we're going to use 2 of them for a party. We're going to bring them. So. No black pepper. We will add mint. We will add a little bit of mint. I don't have fresh mint, so I went with this. This is organic mint from Trader Joe's. If you're familiar with Trader Joe's, they're amazing. No complaints. So, no complaints. Can I have a shout out? I'm having a great time on my channel. Interesting. Well, Sleepy, I'm appreciative that you're having a bad time on your channel. Well, I'm sorry, man. I'm not a huge popular streamer, man. I don't like, even though I'm like, a lot of people kind of flock to me because I guess I look like Vsauce and I'm just very personable. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a huge streamer, so I'm sorry. If I knew somebody who could give you kind of like a big shout out, I would. You don't know who Vsauce is? I didn't either. I looked him up. He's a really popular science streamer, like science and biology and cool stuff like that. Seems like a cool dude. Probably a cousin from another mother or something. You know, like a second cousin, probably. But when my beard is like really untamed, like it was yesterday, I look like him. But this is the post haircut Ted look or Theo look. So gotta tame it, you know. Gotta keep it regulated. So these pie crusts, they won't stick. This is a non-stick type of situation, so I don't really have to worry too much about that. I'm gonna try to fill them pretty much as high as I can without them overflowing, and then bake them, and that'll be my plan. So it's good. It's good stuff. So we're waiting 7 minutes. In the meantime, let's pull out our strawberry tart, like our strawberry filling for the strawberry tarts, and kind of go from there. So let's see. Oh. Okay. These look pretty delicious. They probably taste amazing, honestly, even with the red wine. So good. The master of the. That's a weird one. That's one of those weird comments, Muppet. Where are you from? Pennsylvania. Originally in Jersey, New Jersey, in the United States. So, okay. So we have to cook this for 15 minutes. We want to be in a situation where we're not fighting the timer, right? Please try India food. All right. So I have a little bit of a confession. You ready? I love Indian food. I love garlic naan. It's amazing. The area around here where I live, I won't give you a specific detail, but there's a gigantic population of Indian and Chinese and Asian population. So they have absolutely wonderful Indian restaurants. So the thing is, and I love butter chicken. Butter chicken on my naan, that is it. So the problem is that I never have to cook it because I can just go to a restaurant and get it for a reasonable price. You know what I mean? Like $5, $6 naan. Or if I'm lucky, usually Tuesdays they have all you can eat. So if I'm like really craving Indian food, I can just smash it. But yeah, will I cook it eventually? Absolutely. Have I cooked in the past? I have. I have used a lot of saffron. A lot of medieval recipes use a ton of saffron. I've made saffron chicken before and a couple different things. But the reason why they use so much saffron is because they valued that ingredient so much that it was a big deal if you used a lot of saffron. Nowadays, we don't use nearly as much saffron, not just because it's expensive, but because it's super, super, super overpowering. So you wouldn't use that much saffron in a meal. But is it tasty? 100% if it's done right. So, you know, will I make it eventually? Sure. Try cold bator? I could certainly try. You have to send me some recommendations. I'll check it out. But it's been a bit of a while since I've gone to an Indian restaurant. Honestly, too long. Usually, I like to go at least once a month. Places around here are just so amazing. So, a lot of sushi, a lot of good sushi places, a lot of good Indian. So, no complaining. Dark Sniper, that's a little weird comment, man. It's a little strange, dude. A little strange. Probably no other response other than telling you that's a little strange. Probably won't get anything else from me other than that for that one. All right, so the game plan now is to get some paper towel and have a home for the next two pie crusts that are coming out, and go from there. I used to eat Afghan food when I was there back in the mid 2000s. Didn't like it one bit. Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things. Like it's to each their own. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of situations. I wouldn't necessarily ever say that one cuisine is better than another, though. It's not accurate. It's like trying to say French is better than Spanish, which doesn't make any sense. They're two completely different languages. You know what I mean? So, what's happening? You guys are wacky today. You guys are acting a little wacky. Maybe it's in the air. So these pie tins are just a little too large, but that's okay. It's not going to really make too much of a difference. All right, these are cool enough that I can just move them. That's great. Oh, that one's not. That one's a little too warm. I think because of where it was, but that's okay. cool. And then we're going to take the new pie tins, and we're going to put them right here. And then we're going to start cooking. Serbia makes good food. I think everybody makes good food in some respects. You know. Honestly. Just the way it goes. Also, not for nothing, but many people from everywhere make cringe comments all the time. That is super normal, man. I've kind of gotten used to it at this point. I think people just like to act crazy. Do I make edibles? I've made them once. They were very tasty. I made gourmet brownie edibles before. They were somewhere around 100 to 150 milligrams per brownie. If you're familiar with what I'm talking about. Some people will have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get this going. And then, because the pies are done, I need to lower this to 300. Let's get that going. Oh, shit. I always do that. I hit the bake button again, I don't hit the start button, and it resets the whole stupid thing. Cool. That is done. This can go in the sink. We will clean it later. Alright. Bring you over here. That's what's nice about this is I can kind of move you a little bit. What's going on? What's going on? In UK, it's ounces. You just put 3 ounces of 500 milliliters of butter. Yeah. So honestly, and we're starting with the strawberry tart first, and then we're gonna go ahead and move forward with the cherry tart afterwards. So the thing is that the metric system in the UK is a lot more precise, in a good way. I will never defend the U.S. measurement system. There's absolutely no way for me to defend that. So the plan is that we're going to be constantly stirring once we get to temperature, and we want it to simmer, which is essentially like the lowest boil possible. So we're letting it get hot, and then go from there. I was getting chicken pies. Well, Dark, be careful with your chicken patties, man. So 2 cups is 2 cups in America. The difference is that, like, for example, the recipe calls for 100 grams of sugar. And that is not easily measured in the United States. We measure by cups and teaspoons and tablespoons. Now, instead of using sugar, hello. Instead of using sugar, we're actually going to be using honey instead. 2 big reasons why. So if you use sugar in these recipes, sugar typically was available in medieval times as a seasoning, so it was perfectly fine. That makes sense. However, honey was too, and the thing is that honey was more decadent, but it was basically honey breaks down in your body in a better manner than sugar does. So honey is sweeter than sugar. So we have to kind of measure it a little bit different. So we are going to be using 1/3 of a cup of honey instead of 100 grams of sugar. And then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients and go from there. That's our plan. So, and whether it works or not, we'll find out. It may be really bad. It may come out terribly. I don't think that'll happen, but it could, because we are substituting ingredients, so results may vary. So if you decide to do this and you want to do this in the way that I'm doing it, where it's diabetic friendly and it's more or less friendly to anybody who eats it, just be careful. Results may vary. So, especially because these strawberries are very fresh. So they're honestly very tasty. Any alternatives for honey, you just use sugar. If you wanted to use sugar substitute, again, be really, really, really careful. Sugar substitutes are also extremely sweet for no reason. But we'll be using honey. Yeah, we'll be using fresh honey. So. Fresh honey. So just regular clover honey. We're only using 1/3 of a cup. Maybe more. Depends on how it tastes. We got this honey from Hardingville, New Jersey. It's fresh. It's perfectly good. No complaints, you know. But that's where we're at. We're just trying to get this to heat. We don't start the timer on this until it starts to simmer, because we want to break down all the fruit and the amino acids first. And the wine bit isn't that big of a deal either. Still very good. Alright, Dark. You've said a lot of weird things. We're gonna... So we're gonna give you a little timeout. You can think about what you've done. Also, your name. Your name's a little weird, man. It's not kosher. Give it a little time out. Alright, these came out really well, actually. No complaints. No complaints. Alright, we'll get our blender ready. That is pretty easy. I do give you, by the way, I do give everybody a lot of chances. Like, a lot of chances. I feel like I'm pretty reasonable as far as the amount of chances I give people if they want to get the trolling out of their system. You know what I mean? So, that's the other thing. Gas mark heat is not a thing in the United States. You set it to one temperature and it goes. The good news is that my stove is very accurate when it comes to temperature. So I know when it says 300, it is 300. But the downside is that we don't have a way to kind of control the heat outside of setting a temperature. So we kind of have to wing it. And that's where we're at. But yeah, normally you want to set it for 300 degrees, 300 for 20 minutes, and go from there. So these pie crusts are cool, so we're gonna move them. That is all set. We're gonna move our blender. Get that all ready. So we can blend things. So cooking takes a lot less time if you're doing things as things are cooking. Okay. So as long as you're always doing things. Alright, cool. Excuse me. So as long as you're always doing things, then, you know, it's kind of the way it goes, you know? Everything moves just a little faster. But right now we're on medium-high heat, and we see the boiling. We see the bubbles near the sides, and that means that we're at simmering. If we see bubbles all throughout, then we're a little bit too high as far as the heat. And we'll probably lower the heat a little bit once once everything gets warmed up, and we'll go from there. In the meantime, we got to bake our bread. So we have bread, and we need to bake it. That's it. Really simple stuff, but we need to heat it up so that we can go ahead and use it. So we got to get ourselves a pan to do that. Let's see. Oh, see, this is a little too hot. There we go. There we go, that's better. We need to give ourselves a pan to put into the oven. There it is. We'll take these away because these are pretty much done. They can be put aside. Okay. This is still boiling just a little too much, so we're going to lower the heat just a little more. The last thing we want is for this to boil over. So we don't want this to boil over at all. Is this a microwave? No, this is a stove. If you were a person and you look behind you, then you would see a microwave. But no, this is our stove. All right, let's bake some bread. Okay. Today we are using sourdough boules, the 2 count. What we're doing with them is we're going to soften them up. They're pretty soft as is, but we're going to soften them up. So this asks for 400 to 4 to 7 minutes. We're going to do 300 for probably about 11 minutes. And then we'll see how it looks from there. Because we don't want them to be crispy, we just want them to be soft. Because we're literally just going to be pulling them apart. Should be using a wooden spoon. Makes no difference, honestly. Love from India. Appreciate your Ranjan. Appreciate you. But now it makes no difference whether or not you use wooden or plastic, like rubber. It does make a difference if you use metal. You don't want to use a metal spoon or a metal tool here. I have 1,000 wooden spoons, but this is just easier so I can scrape the bottom as well, just in case, if that makes sense. It's actually looking pretty good so far. I was a little worried at first. Not worried anymore. I'm not sure if I should add the honey now or add the honey before blending. Probably should add the honey now so it can be part of it. I'm not worried about the honey sticking to the bottom because between the strawberry and the red wine and everything else, I don't see that to be an issue. So this is 1/3 of a cup. The other reason why we're using a rubber spatula is because we're able to take what's in here out with the rubber spatula. So it makes things easier. It's really important to note when you're working with something that's either boiling or simmering that every time you add ingredients, they're typically at room temperature. So you're going to run into a situation where you may lose some of the cooking processes of this. Like you may have noticed that the simmering slowed down. So it's really important to go ahead and focus up. Stir everything in, get the boiling process back going. Okay. That's done. We're going to reuse, no, we have to wash it just in case. So we will be reusing this again. The other important part is that because it's difficult to constantly taste, like you obviously you don't want to have to taste every time you add or not every time you add ingredients, but just generally speaking, your sense of smell is just as good as your sense of taste. So as you are adding ingredients based on the specifications, so if you're a measure, it's 1 teaspoon of ginger, it's a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and that's per pound or per, I don't even know, it'd be pound, it'd be per quart of strawberries. This is 2 quarts of strawberries, so it's a lot. And then rose water. I'm gonna add some rose water. This is not particularly strong, this rose water. So even though this may look like a lot, it is not as much as you think as far as using rose water is concerned. Smells very good. So we're on the right track. So what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves a little quick stir. I think I might actually need a little bit more honey. Do you have a girlfriend or wife? I do have a girlfriend. Hey, Mr. Galaxy, what's going on, bud? Appreciate you. Ooh, that's hot. It's probably just a little bit more honey. It's made a little sweeter. Give it another 1/3 of a cup. There we go. We don't want to make it too sweet. We want to let the strawberries kind of do what they need to do, but at the same time, we also want to be in a situation where we have sweetness, and it's not, the sweetness is not overturned by the tasteness of the tart. If that makes sense. I hope everybody's doing well. We are cooking strawberry and cherry tarts today. So we're cooking this We actually need this to be a bit more boiled down. So we're working on that. And then we're going to take the bread out. We're going to mix the bread with this mixture. And we're going to go from there. Let's see. Rajan, I would hope that they're going to be impressed by your rhyming. That's what we can hope. Typically, if you're going to tell somebody that you love and or appreciate them, well, take it slow. Slow burn. You know. No fast burns. Slow burn. You know. That's what you want to do. So don't go too crazy. You know what I mean? Don't go too crazy. Alright. Well, problem, Rajan, based on my experience, is that if you love someone and they don't love you back, either A, they don't know you well enough, or B, they truly aren't going to. So, it is what it is, man. There's like 2 billion people in this world. There are people that you're going to have infatuations with all the time. Be kind to yourself. You know. Have good mental health. Be good to yourself, and you'll attract the right people. That's it. That's all there is to it. We got about 3 more minutes until this is done, and we also have 3 more minutes until the bread is done. We're going to take all the bread out. We're going to literally get it all done, get it all into the bowl here, and then we're going to start blending it all, and then we'll find a place to put it. Actually, speaking of a place to put it, I should wash this, and then I'll have a place to put it. That would make the most sense. We got 35 seconds. 35. I'm drinking masala red tea while watching your stream. It's 8:42 p.m. right now in India. It's pretty cool. Because of when I stream, I typically have a lot of people from India, from Russia, from other places that usually watch. It's pretty cool. I appreciate that. It is a very awesome crowd. Alright, so that is done. Let's see how this looks. Doesn't look that bad. I think that we're in pretty good shape. And then let me take the bread out. Sean, it's a little weird, man. A little weird. Rajan, no, I don't think so. I would be very doubtful of that. I think just some normal people. Normal great people. That's it. So the bread turned out great. We gotta let that cool. So what we're gonna do next is that we're going to take this, heat's off. We're then going to take this, and we're going to, this is very fluffy bread. We're going to remove the crust, and then we're going to take all the whites inside, and we're going to put them in here, and then we're going to blend everything. The other thing we have to do is add some mint. All this is going to get blended, you know what I mean? Doesn't make too much of a difference how much we go crazy with that. And then oh, it's so hot. Trying to cool the bread down a little bit. I think the sourdough is going to give it a good kick. I'm pretty excited for it. It tastes good. It tastes tasty. If that makes sense. So hot. Playing game if yeah, I don't want to really talk too much about that. It's a rough situation for those guys. I wish them all the best. You know, some people, a lot of people are there without a choice. So, it's tough, you know? I probably don't need this in my hand while I do this. So what we're doing is we're trying to take as much breadcrumb as we can from the bread that we have here. We just baked it, so it is nice and fluffy and delicious. And what we're going to do is after we're done, and we're done eating some of the crust, because crust is delicious, is we're going to blend it. Maybe in 2 batches. Probably in 2 batches. I think it's too big for 1 batch. The reason why we're adding the breadcrumbs in the pot is because what I'm afraid of is if we try to add it to the blending, or before we blend, we're not going to get an equal amount of breadcrumbs in each spot. It's just not going to blend right. Yeah, I feel bad for them too. It's like, the other thing is like war is so primitive now. you know? It's 2025 and we're still going to war and doing dumb shit. So. Sad, sad. I do appreciate you guys being here. I think I probably get more people who watch on weekdays than I do get on weekends, but I need to get this done. I do need to get this done. Okay. Let's get this all mixed up. Actually looks pretty good. It's going to look even better after the blend, but it looks pretty good right now. It's pretty thick, which is what I was hoping for, honestly. Okay. Let's move you a little bit. Now, when I blend, it's going to be loud. Can't help it. So, just as a heads up. Sorry. But yeah, we're going to dump this into here. I need both my oven mitts for that. And go from there. Okay, I already see that this is going to be a little bit of a craziness. I think that it might be better off to use a soup ladle temporarily until most of it is gone. That way we don't lose any content. Very good. We actually came close to only needing one, but no, we will need two. Okay. That's pretty much what we're looking at. Now you'll notice that it's like it's not too wet. It's like a little gloopy. And that's kind of what we're looking at. We want gloopy. We do want gloopy. Gloopy is good. Get the last one done. So we need to wash this, and we need to basically wash everything that's in there to get that started. It's very rich. Very good. Okay. It's really only 20 seconds of blending. Nothing crazy. All right. We have ourselves our strawberry base. So we did all that craziness to come up with that. Whoop. It's very good. Okay. So what's next? Next thing we have to do is we need to take this, put it in our pies, and bake them for 20 minutes. And throw this bread crust away before I eat it. Okay. This can stay out. That is a non-issue. Okay. The easiest way to do this will be through ladling it. Let's get this ladle a little cleaner. Ah, got a nice clean ladle. Practically like pizza in some sense. We're looking to get it right to the edge. Okay, that one's done. And the next one. And then the next one. I think we can get a little bit more in there. Okay, we're all set. We got to bake these for 20 minutes. And there we go. So once those, let's fix this a little bit. Once those are done, we will be in the process of getting ready for the next one. I will say that this is pretty delicious. I think I have enough for maybe one more pie after the two. But yeah, it's really good. Pretty good. I'd say that I could have potentially put a little bit more honey in, but I think it's like nice and sweet enough. It's got like a really rich flavor, so no complaints. All right, so in the meantime, I have 20 minutes to wash everything, which is plenty of time, and to take the strawberry mixture, put that back in the fridge so that in case somebody wants me to make them a pie, I can do that locally. We'll see. But so good. Oh, that's so good. God damn. Okay. Toss that in the fridge. These are the strawberries that we saved. We're going to use them as toppings for this particular piece. But we need to still wash everything ahead of time for the cherries. So, put it and dry it. Yeah. It is what it is. Otherwise, how's everybody doing today? How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing well out there in internet land. Okay. This can stay here. These flowers I'm going to need afterwards, and let's start washing. You guys want to wash the dishes for me? Just come through the internet and wash the dishes. That'd be really cool. Appreciate that. Did? No? Okay. Well, I tried. I'll put you over here for now. I'll be right back. Okay, I think that is everything washed for the most part. Obviously, I gotta clean the stove, but we're gonna do that right now. That's all the dishes washed, though. So that the reason why we washed everything ahead of time is because we're not sure if someone is allergic to strawberries or if they're allergic to cherries. And if somebody is allergic to one and not the other, we can potentially be in a situation where there's cross-contamination. So we are not doing that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dry everything off to get everything firm. The next batch, we could technically start cooking the cherries now and get them started, season them, get them set. We do want to taste them, make sure we know how sweet they are prior to us messing with those ingredients. And then in 12 minutes, the pies are going to come out. Hopefully not as wet. They shouldn't be, so we should be okay with that. Because whenever you bake anything, you eliminate the moisture. That's important, right? And we go from there. We should have some delicious pies coming up. Oh, and we did try this. We definitely need this. Cool. I think we're making good time. What time is it right now? It's been an hour? Yeah, we are making really good time. That's good. That is important. Okay. Back on the stove. Next step in this process, we have our cherries. They are sweeter. They're bougie too. Oh. May have lost one. No, we did. Throw that one away. Okay. So there is a lot more cherries. So we're gonna have to gonna need more ingredients for this one. Probably gonna take longer to warm up and heat, and longer to get everything going. Get everything going. Wow. Using like a weird stand. But in 9 minutes, these pies should be pretty perfect, with the exception of putting flowers on top and then putting sliced strawberries on top. That's what we like to see. Alright, so the next step, we want to clean this bowl that has the strawberries in it, because we're likely going to need to reuse it in order to be a vessel to hold this in the future. Let's dry this off. And when we take the pies out, we're going to have to let them cool as well. So, cool. A little warm in here. A little warm. 8 minutes. They smell good. We're on the right track. They smell good. In the meantime, yeah, we can wait on this. I was going to say, in the meantime, we can kind of parse through the flowers and see what we have, but not really that necessary. But we do have some pretty flowers to go through and decorate. Cherries are not there yet. Not even boiling yet. Not even simmering yet. A lot more of them, so I'm gonna take longer to cook. I would even say that potentially simmering them for 20 minutes versus 15 is probably the right call. Are you excited? 6 minutes, we're going to have some pretty beautiful pies coming up. And in 6 minutes, we'll probably be at the point where this is finally boiling. So, or simmering. But we're going to have some great pies coming out. They're going to look really, really good. And then we're going to decorate them. Tough life we live. Truly. Tough life. Decorating tarts. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's hanging out, relaxing. This is the worst part. The wait is the worst part. And even after the wait, we're not going to be in a situation where we'll be able to like relax. Well, we might have some simmering action with our cherries. We're probably going to have to add a lot of honey to the cherries. I know that the person that is going to be eating them wants them to be sweet as well, so it's going to be adding a lot of sweetness to these, you know. Definitely be adding some sweetness. Oh. So yeah, so after the pies come out, we need to let them cool for several minutes, and then after they finally cool, we will be able to decorate them. I would say that if anything, we're probably going to decorate them during the phase in which the cherry tarts are baking for 20 minutes. It gives us plenty of time to like go through our flowers and kind of piece together what we want to put together for that process. So, but wait about 3 minutes. Then we're gonna take a look at it, look at what's inside, and see how they look. And the other important part is that we need the cherries to cook pretty much evenly. So we got to give a quick stir every once in a while. Play with our food a little bit. Otherwise, some of the cherries are going to be a bit too waxy. They're not going to break down properly. Probably need a cup of honey for that. This is our 1-cupper. Oh. Little 1-cupper action there. Okay. If we have to add more, we can, but that's where we're at right now. I'm going to taste it before we add more, attempt to add more. Very good. Okay. Whoopsie. Let's put this cup up here. I need it. Ooh, look at that. Very good. Okay. Now we gotta let that cool. The pies look good. Cherries are cooking. So the pies, you know that they're done because you can see that there's no liquid at all on the top. Like you can see that there's absolutely no trace of liquid. It doesn't look like liquid. And that's a good thing. Because when you cut into it, it's going to stay together. Super important. And then we're going to decorate these and go from there. These pans are extremely hot, obviously, so we got to give them 10-15 minutes to cool. We're actually going to take the one, we're going to put it on the table, on the cutting board, because this spot right here gets a little warm. So that way it will cool down. Actually, this one's breaking out a little bit, so let's give these another 5 minutes. How about that? Let's do that. And then the cherries are cooking. We can start on that. Can lower the heat just a little bit. Let the pies cook for another 5 minutes. That'll be the last time I have to use that today. Last time I have to use that today. Last time I have to use that today. Kind of put those in their homes. Now the cherries are bubbling a little bit because honey, when it boils, gets a little bubbly. So just being diligent, lowering the heat when needed, and stirring. We're just making sure that nothing overboils or overheats. We're in good shape. Next step. The bread. We gotta bake bread again for this one. At 11 minutes, we're gonna pop that bread into the oven. Liking what's going on, bud? Hope you're doing good. It is delicious. I think these tarts are just a little bit larger, so we're giving them another 5 minutes to cook. We're just making sure that the cherries don't boil over. There's a lot of cherries, so. Make sure that these are tasting right. Yeah, they're good. I think that extra honey was exactly what it needed. Just very good. The cherry is very cherry, which is what we want. I'll be very happy about that. So we're making cherry tarts and strawberry tarts. We are in the process of finishing up our strawberry tarts. Very close to being done with that. We actually toss this in now. 12 minutes doesn't make a difference. Put that on the bottom rack. So our strawberry tarts are going to be coming out of the oven in about 2 minutes. We took them out of the oven before, but they weren't entirely done. They didn't seem like they were done enough. So we're going to give them 2 more minutes, take them out, and then we're going to give them 10 minutes to cool. And then from there, we're going to go through the process of decorating them and then cooking and making our cherry tarts. Going from there. Very pretty. The 2 pies are coming with me on Saturday. The 2 pies are coming with me on Sunday. And we'll probably have enough to make 1 or 2 more pies. But this is the hardest part. Hardest part is making the pie mixture and making sure everything is 100%. It's actually going to be raised a little bit higher. I do think cherry is probably my favorite as far as the tarts are concerned, but it takes a lot of time and energy to make them. So you just gotta take out each one. Cool. Okay. Alright, we're gonna let those cool down. And those are our strawberry tarts. These are going to be very, very, I'm telling you, this is going to be very tasty when I'm done with it. Alright, so because we know that this doesn't need any more honey, we can put this away. Okay, so where else are we at on this? So these strawberries can go over here. Because we're going to have to use them to bake. This is clean. We can just put it over here. No problem with that. We're in good shape. These can be. Those can be synced. Alright, we gotta dry these. Probably gonna need them later. Okay. Make sure we stir this up. Still pretty hot, that pan. It's moving. Okay. We'll get this one out of the way. Move it over here. We got 6 minutes. Whoa. We got 6 minutes to cook this, and then we're in pretty good shape. What time is it? 12 o'clock. Okay. Cool. Basically just have to throw on some clothes and then run out the door with these pies when we're done. So we're in good shape. In the meantime, let's bring a knife over there. We're gonna need. Okay. Yeah. Cherries have 5 minutes. I'll take the bread out, about 12 minutes. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing we did before, where we're taking all the breadcrumbs, the fresh breadcrumbs out of the bread, putting them into our concoction, and then, yeah, and blend it again. Very delicious. If you were here, you would smell fresh cherries, ginger, cinnamon, rose water, all the good stuff. Very tasty. We got 4 more minutes. Oh. So yeah, I hope everybody in internet land's doing all right. I'm good. Everything's good. Pretty excited. We have Path of Exile on Friday, so we're less than a week away from Path of Exile's latest expansion or league, and we have lots of drawing to still do. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on. Drakenfest in 2.5 weeks. Everything's good. No complaints. No complaints. We're gonna try a cherry. They're very hot, obviously. Waiting for it to cool down. Where it's at. That's where it's at. Yeah. Let's take the bread out. Bread's out. We gotta let that cool down. These cherries are broken down really well. That's done. Turn the heat off. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Don't try this at home. Or do, actually. Yeah, you can try this at home. It's fine. So what we're doing is we're getting fresh breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are typically from bread in the United States. When you buy breadcrumbs, you're just getting breadcrumbs that are dried. And the reason why is because they keep that way. But this recipe calls for fresh breadcrumbs. And so you bake bread, and then you immediately take the bread that you bake and scoop out the breadcrumbs from it. And we're using sourdough bread, so we have more of a sour to our sweet. It gives it a good flavor and a taste. And if you really want to, you can eat the crust. But that's up to you. It's a lot of bread to eat. Okay. It's a lot of bread to eat. It's a lot of bread to eat. You could technically do the crusts as well. I don't see a reason why I would do that. But you can. It's all being blended anyway. But the whole point is to thicken this with the breadcrumbs. So if you are adding the crust, you're adding a part that is not absorbable. And so you're defeating the whole purpose, man. That would be silly to me. That hurts. Fire burns. that is all done, we can throw this bread away. This away. Okay, let's mix this bad boy up. Smells very good. What is this, bro? Cold Deep, what's going on, bud? So we are making our cherry tart now. So we are mixing our breadcrumbs into our cherry mixture, and then we're going to blend it all. So we're in the process of just doing the mixing part, and we're going to do the blend part right now. And we're going to put it all into a bowl when we're done. But in the meantime, we're going to start blending. It takes very little time to blend. It's probably going to be 2 or 3 batches. That's what I'm guessing. Maybe just 2, actually. Which is good. Okay. Let's dry this. Okay. Okay, let's mix that. We just give it a 20-second mix. You don't do it for too long, so be careful because everything is very hot. So the mix that we put in is hot. The mix that we're taking out is hot. Everything is hot. But you know you did it right because it's nice and goopy. So it doesn't look wet at all. It looks like it's a tastes very good. Very good. So this was about 3 pounds of cherries. And the strawberries were about 2 quarts of strawberries. Cool. Okay. Oh, let's get some mint in here as well. We missed mint on the last batch, so we don't have to miss it here. Okay. Okay. Ugh. Very hot. that is all done. Okay. So, our next step, we're going to fill our baking pans, do all that, and bake. Actually, put the blender away, that's all done. And clean everything up. We don't have to do that just yet. Let's get the baking pans and start baking. Okay. Alright, so these are previously baked. We just baked them at the beginning of the stream. So we're gonna go ahead and bake with those. We're gonna clean off our ladle. And get our ladle nice and clean. Perfect. Okay. Throw this away. How hot is this? Not too hot. Put that in there. This is still pretty hot, so we'll just do it from here. Cool. Again, our goal is to make sure it's full. It's not too full. And these are probably going to need 25 minutes as well. Just like the previous ones. Okay. Looks good to me. I think we are done with that. Let's get these bad boys in the oven. Okay. Okay, that is done. Still very good. Wow. People will like that. No complaints from me. All right. Let's get this in the fridge. Get this in the sink. We will clean this in a little bit. But in the meantime, we have 25 minutes to go ahead and make a pretty cake. So we're going to go do that. Oh, all right. So these pans are cool enough that they have no problem whatsoever We have this. So we'd really like to have strawberries on the outside and probably flowers on the inside, or flowers on the inside and strawberries on the outside. One or the other. Okay. I like that. That's good. Okay. Now we're going to do flowers on the outside. Or inside, rather. There we go. Okay. Mm-hmm. Didn't realize that was 2 pieces. Cool. That is done. Done deal. Okay. Just a little. And flowers. So I want to save the orange flowers for okay. Trying to find matching flowers. Yeah. I think we're doing a pretty good job at it. Very pretty. Oh, we have some orange flowers here too. Very nice. Very pretty. Okay. If we're lucky, we can match it, but we're probably not that lucky. That's okay. Let's get some purple ones up top. Very good. All done. Okay. Now comes the most exciting part. We gotta wash everything. Not really exciting. Wash most things. Make sure that when we take this out, there's no cross-contamination. We have 14 minutes to do it. Lots of time. right. What else we got? Take care of this stuff. All right, let's do that. Wash this. Okay, we got 7 minutes. Put this away. Okay. Whew. What a day. These look great. These turned out really well. And they'll come right out. They smell really good. I'm sure they taste really good. So we have to cover the both of them. But one of them's coming with me. One of them's coming with me, one of them's staying here until tomorrow. So maybe I should just get aluminum foil. Yeah, let's do aluminum foil. I hate plastic wrap. All right. All right. Well, with that, hey, Micah. With that, I'm actually going to let you guys go. So we did get a pie done. We're in the process of finishing up the second pie. I'm going to take pictures of everything, and then I got to run out the door and get everything set. But everything looks very good. That's our strawberry tart. And then our cherry tarts coming out of the oven. But we will probably make a video on the process of making the tarts and the process of doing everything and going from there. But I have to get ready. I got to get ready to go. I got to get clothes on and all that stuff. But appreciate everybody that came in. Lincoln, Coldeep, Micah, Ranjan, Sean, Mr. Galaxy, Jimmy Lee. A lot of people that came in. Rusty, always appreciate you being in here. Oh, that sucks. I hear that. There's a streamer that I regularly talk to on a regular basis, Caleb Hart 42, and yeah, if he passed away, I'd be sad about it, you know. So I completely understand. It's like losing a friend, you know. Just sucks. No bueno. But we'll give it a. I'll get out of here in like two minutes or so. We're gonna pull the cherry tarts out of the oven, and then as they're cooling, I'm gonna throw on my clothes and kind of get ready to get out of here before I decorate everything and leave. But like I said, the strawberry tart came out really, really well. It's really pretty. Those are edible flowers, so you don't have to pull them away or cut them or anything like that. Everything there is edible. And then I will be through the process of getting the cherry tarts ready, which are just going to have flowers on them. And then I'm going to drive to the destination and go from there. Put the pies out, let people enjoy them. So easy peasy. All right, let's set you up here. I kind of took it off the little phone holder. In the meantime, yeah. It's weird when I stream on vertical, I get more people that want to watch versus people who when I stream on horizontal. So maybe I specifically stream on vertical all the time. I don't know. It's weird. Ooh, these look very good. All right. The oven is officially off. And these are just gonna get edible flowers on them. So, all right, I'm gonna let these cool. I'm gonna go and get ready. Let these cool, decorate them, and then run out the door. But like and sub, huge important. Every time I get more subs, it is tremendously important. I got to get to 1,000 eventually. So once I get to 1,000, it's not as important anymore. But anytime you sub, it's huge for me. So thank you so much if you do. Just think about it whenever you can. And thank you for hanging out and appreciating the cooking and everything that I do. Next stream will probably be Dance Dance Revolution or Step Maniacs, DDR stuff. That'll probably be on Monday. And that's all I got. But I'll see you. Appreciate you. Have a good rest of your night or a good rest of your day, depending on where you're at.